Suchetha Bhat, from the CEO of Dream a Dream here. I've been working here in India for 2 months now. We've done a lot. We did 4-week-long residentials in just about 7 weeks. She asked me, what is the difference between style and being when we're training facilitators? And I think there's a very simple answer that's a little bit complex to describe, and this will be the third time that I try to answer the question, and I'm starting to come to the verbal clarity around it. But in my heart, the clarity is really, really there, because in training facilitators, it's really important that these two things are separate, but that they're always intertwined. So the being, like your being, is this part, it's the deep, deep, unified part that is like part of the cosmos, but that's also always evolving. And if you want to think about what that means for like things that seem constant to always be evolving, a great place to look is Rupert Sheldrake. And he talks about how even the laws of physics evolve. And I'll make a link to some of his writing around that, because he is the one to me who writes about that in a way that is like really important to understand, that the world, the universe, and the laws of nature, and the laws that govern us, and the ways that we are, what are the laws that govern me? They could be my childhood, right? But they could be my culture. They can also be things like my gender. None of these things are static. They evolve. My understanding of my gender evolves. My understanding of my culture and my understanding of my own childhood, even my own memories, evolve. And so that's being. So your being is this beautiful state. It's where presence comes from. It's where the depth of your listening comes from. This is your being, and it's the responsibility of a facilitator to develop that, and to engage with it, and to always be in the process of transforming. And that's part of what really makes the transformation possible in your groups, is that you're engaged in personal development, I believe. Now on the other side, so you have being, but then you have style. And style comes from who you come from, right? It's like your accent, your way of being, your way of dressing, all your taste. And again, this includes things like culture and ethnicity and things like this, of course. But with style, it's not that you're trying to evolve your style. Your style is your style. Your style is who you are. And it's really, but at the same time, I need to be able to mitigate the impact of my style. For example, a very simple example is that my accent, my Canadian accent here in India, if I don't start sharpening up my T's and finishing my words, even people who speak perfect English won't understand what I'm saying here. So I have to mitigate the impact of my style. Or I'm sure you can imagine forms of dress and things like that just can be really inappropriate in different kinds of contexts. Like when I was working in Egypt, I'm not going to go, I don't wear anyway anymore, but maybe when I was younger, strapless cut off halter top and go work in Egypt, in rural Luxor or something like that doesn't make any sense. It's culturally inappropriate. So while it might be my style, I mitigate the impact of my style in my group. And then the other side is that I enhance my style. I'm aware of my style, and I enhance the ways that it supports me. And so let's say that could be my sense of humor, right? Or something like that. Or my ability to bounce questions, all my experience, all that kind of stuff. Or how my mother and my grandmother both are also great facilitators. So that's all part of my style. I can really enhance and use those things. So you have being and you have style. And when that comes together, what you have to ask yourself is this thing that I got from Karen Barad's incredible, amazing. You want to read a quantum physics book by a real physicist that will change your facilitation forever? Read Meeting the Universe Halfway. It is mind-blowing. And what she says is individuals don't precede their interactions. Now I'm going to make a whole other video about that. But individuals don't precede their interactions. In the case of when we're talking what is style and being, is to say it's when I'm in the context, it's when I'm in the relationship, it's when I'm in the room, that aspects of my style and of my being are called out. So I am a whole self, but only this percentage, this part, this aspect of my style shows up according to where I am and what's happening and which relationships. So individuals don't precede their interactions. So this is what I'm after when someone like the brilliant Suchetha Bhat asks me, what is the difference between style and being?